Yes, hello, and welcome to my channel BougeRV. It's great to have you back with me. If you regularly follow my videos or have subscribed and turned on the bell, you won't miss any videos. Back in winter, I introduced a diesel heater from BougeRV here, which heated really well. I've linked that video in the video description. You can just click on it, no need to search. You can also check it out there. But today, we have something really special here. Today, we have a portable air conditioner here. The PC35, ideal for campers, tents, small rooms, etc. How the device works, what you can do with it, what you need to pay attention to, how to turn it on, how it works via the app, everything is covered in this video. Yes, absolutely, go ahead and have some fun with it. Down here, right where it says PC35, that is the specific spot where the intake air or room air is drawn in. Up here at the top is the yellow vent. That is exactly where the refreshing, cool air comes out. This is also the same side where the main display screen is located. So you definitely already know where the cool air comes out. On the display, you can see and adjust several settings, also in the app. I will go into more detail about that a bit further down the road. On the back, we also have the air intake vent. And right over here, we have the main warm air heating vent. At the specific point where the warm air is being blown out, you should ideally connect the various accessories and components, which I will show you in just a brief moment, to properly vent the warm air out of your camper, your tent, or any other similar space. If you take a look right down here at the very bottom, we have a drainage plug. This is there to drain away any condensation that might form inside the system, and there is also a flexible hose provided in the box for this exact purpose. Well, the accessories are manageable. Here we have a very detailed and comprehensive user manual available in many different European languages, including German. Additionally, there is a specialized condensate drain hose that you can easily install yourself. And we have also provided a small sealing plug included in the package to help you seal everything off securely. And then we have the exhaust hose here, which can be extended as well. In addition to the main unit, we also have this adapter piece right here. This component fits securely up here into the yellow area, which is the spot where you can position either the water drain hose or, on the other side, the air intake hose. This setup is necessary because you can also use this air conditioner as a heater. That means, of course, that the system is designed so I can also blow out the cold air and blow warm air inside. I think that's also possible, so it's quite interesting for winter as well. Well, I'm here in my workshop now. As you can clearly see right here, I have successfully hooked up and connected my portable power station, which is currently drawing approximately 340 watts of continuous power. And the power station can actually run this air conditioner quite effectively. The main problem is, as the manufacturer also explicitly says in the manual, you really need high-end power stations that can deliver at least 2000 watts of peak power. However, I would strongly argue that if you happen to have one with just 1000 watts of power, that is actually more than enough. Simply because you can actually find ways to reduce the initial starting current. Now, of course, the most important question you might be asking is, how can you use a power station with 800 watts to run this portable air conditioning unit right here? Well, I figured that out for you quite easily. What you do is, you turn it on and don't set the temperature too low. Right now I'm at about 23 degrees, assuming the outside temperature is 25 degrees. Then the compressor kicks in and would start cooling, but here in my basement it's a bit colder. I'll go down to 22 degrees. Let's see if anything happens then. In that case, the wattage should increase significantly from 61 watts. Anyway, let me explain it briefly how it works. That means at some point the compressor will kick in, and then it might happen that it shuts off briefly. Then just turn the power station off and on again. At that point, the compressor is still running enough that it starts up again with less power, and then it keeps running. So 21 degrees is still on. I'll set it to 20 degrees right now. Let's see if it actually works and the compressor kicks in. Yes, now you can see it. 600, 700, 800, 900. Yes, it made it. It kept running. Now it's settled at about 315 because I set it to 20 degrees, so it doesn't have to cool as much. So that's the trick. Now it's switched on. Now, of course, I can really lower the temperature down to 16 degrees. Then the wattage here will also increase again. And it does. But this works pretty well even with a small 800 watt power station. That's just what I wanted to show you again. So, as you can see, there is incredibly cold air coming out of the vent right now. -5, -6 degrees. So it's extremely cold blowing out here. That's insane. Yeah, and all of this happens at, believe it or not, exactly 340 watts. So on the back side, approximately 50 degrees Celsius is being emitted. This confirms exactly what I was mentioning earlier, that you can also utilize the air conditioner to provide heating by running it in reverse. Depending on the spot, here it's 51 degrees, so you can definitely warm yourself up a bit. Now I'm getting about 52 degrees here. Yeah, you can definitely use that for heating. So the display is explained pretty quickly. Up here I have several different operating modes, which I can easily control using this specific button. Right here I can also set my desired fan speed. The fan has to be on here. It's a bit bright, highlighted, and here I can then choose between 3 different speed settings. I've now gone ahead and selected the lowest setting. So next I can control my air conditioning right here, where I can easily adjust the temperature settings up or down as I want. Then next I have a dehumidification mode. Then the device dehumidifies. It is absolutely essential that the drainage hose is properly connected for draining the unit. And then it continues with the dedicated night mode, where the very minimal settings are used. This includes features like low fan speeds for quiet operation, reduced compressor activity to save energy, and other similar settings. And finally, I have the powerful turbo mode, which allows the device to cool down the entire room at its absolute maximum speed and performance level. Yes, that's all there is to it. Here, I also have a timer button, which I can set to determine how long it should run using plus and minus. And I can do the same thing through the app, which I'll show you now. Once I've started the app, I tap on my PC35 here, and then I access the unit. Then I can turn on the unit in the top right corner. After that, you also see a visual representation of the airflow. Now I can tap on cool in the bottom left corner. Now I have the option to set my desired temperature here. Then here, as I said, I always have the drying mode and sleep mode as well. And that it cools everything down quite strongly and quickly. Down here I have my fan speeds. Oh right, okay, that only works in cooling mode at such a low setting. I can set that here. Right at the very bottom of the screen, there is a timer feature where I can easily set exactly how many hours the timer or the cooling system should run for and when it should turn off. Yes, that is basically everything the app can do for you. So here I have my test set up now with the sleeping cabin in the back that I want to cool. I'm cooling here again with the power station and the air conditioner, and now I'm going to assemble everything first. Well, I've set everything up here now. Here, I'm lucky that I can already lay the hose out of this modern tent and the power station. And back there, I have the thermometer. Currently 23 degrees. And now we'll start the whole thing. But for that, I need to close everything up here first. It was briefly dark just now. Well, it is 6:51 p.m., but first I need to power up the entire device. It takes a moment. Okay, the device is on. You can see it in the back. 335 watts. Now, of course, we'll lower the temperature to 18 degrees. Now let's see exactly how long that process takes. You can see the digital thermometer positioned in the back. I'll just keep quiet now. and we'll watch as the temperature is gradually regulated down here. As you can see here, the device has now successfully managed to cool down to about 18.8 degrees in just about 15 minutes of total time. And yes, 3,500 BTU, about 1 kilowatt of cooling capacity. Here now, a 3-person inner tent, yes, wonderfully cooled down. I think 18 degrees is almost too cold, but around 20 degrees you can sleep really well. And now I can go ahead and carefully raise up the temperature here to exactly 18 degrees Celsius. And let's go ahead and continue with our progress for now. I can now increase it here to 18 degrees and could now switch to my sleep mode here. And then the device would automatically and consistently maintain the set temperature for you that I really want. And that way I could sleep much more comfortably. And of course, the device then becomes totally quiet and would hardly disturb you at all, even in the middle of the night. So I have now finally come to the very end of my video today. I really hope I was able to show you a bit of this truly impressive and versatile piece of camping equipment. Of course, you can connect the device anywhere, as I said, even in motorhomes. You just always have to make sure that you have proper exhaust and not too long of a distance, because that all adds up as well. Energy because of the hoses. And they also heat up, of course. So the heat needs to be expelled quickly. Yeah, and if you enjoyed the video, I would of course appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any videos, then turn on the bell. And then I would say, if you have any questions, write them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. And then I'd say take care. See you in my next video. Bye.